I am Sarah Neville. I am the director and, in a lot of respects, the producer of the tragedy of Richard II, the first production of Lord Denny's Players. One of the things that is really interesting that's coming out of the rehearsal process is the fact that certain moments of stage business as they appear on the page require an extravagant amount of effort in order to come to life on the stage.
See it, I say. Treason! Foul treason! Villain! Traitor! Slave!
It's a heck of a lot of hard work. Anyone who's not been in a play doesn't know how much hard work actually goes on in staging something as complex as this.
Tell me, moreover, hast thou summoned him if he appeal the Duke on ancient malice, or worthily as good subjects should, on some known ground of treachery?
It's a play that addresses some really hot, deep political issues, like, the nature of monarchy and the relationship between the king and his people, whether kings are kings by some kind of divine appointment, or whether it's all just kind of power jockeying.
For every man that Bolingbroke hath pressed to lift true steel against our golden crown, God for his Richard hath in heavenly paid a glorious angel.
One of the pivotal scenes in the play occurs in Act 4, in which Richard, it's called the deposition scene, in which Richard gives up the crown to Bolingbroke.
Here, cousin, seize the crown. Here, cousin. On this side my hand, on that side thine.
The theatricality of the transfer of power from Richard to Bolingbroke is something that either Shakespeare thought was significant enough to add that wasn't in the first version, or was so politically sensitive that it got removed either by a print censor or by a theatrical censor. And so it's a scene that's generated a lot of controversy.
Long mayest thou live, Richard's seat to sit. Soon lie Richard in an earthly pit.
Once he's deposed and ceases to be the king who can do whatever he feels like, he becomes, well, somebody put it in a class of mine a couple of weeks ago, like an existential character.
And he's got great reflections on the nature of monarchy, human identity, as he puzzles out the problem of who he is and what his life means after his deposition as a king.
What say you now? What comfort have we now?
And then at the end of the play, we see that Richard is increasingly divested of power and all the trappings of kingship. So he ends up in a dungeon in horrible conditions. But it's at this point where Richard gives some of the most powerful speeches, soliloquies. And these speeches, they're very unlike anything he's been able to articulate earlier in the play, but they draw the audience to him.
Whate'er he, nor I, nor any man that but man is, with nothing shall be pleased, until he be eased with being nothing.
This is a true labor of love, and a lot of enthusiastic students and staff and faculty have been involved in this show and have poured a great deal of time and effort and energy into making this a really creative and fun show that showcases the talents of the English department.
It's just been great. And then of course, having students, I don't think I knew any of the students that are actually involved, before it was set up. So beginning to get to know them has been a real pleasure, and it's fun. And I'm sure it's going to be a fine production.